This week on the ADCs of Wrestling, we talk a whole bunch of Elimination Chamber fallout, John Cena's road to WrestleMania, and a response from The Undertaker? Sort of. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, hell yeah.
Are you ready for a show with questionable wrestling impressions by a guy I know? ADC.
Ooh, yeah, dig it.
ADC.
Let me take you something, ADC.
He watches wrestling.
This is awesome, Michael.
Do you know your ADCs, the ADCs of wrestling?
Welcome to the ADCs of Wrestling. I am your host, Andrew David Cox. My pal, my buddy, Matt the Mark is back for week 2. Matt the Mark, how you doing, Matty?
I'm doing great. Super happy I could be back here for week 2. Looking forward to discussing Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff happened this week. I know we said that we were going to maybe do that WrestleMania trade show, but with so many things happening this week, it seems like it makes a lot more sense if we do the trade show discussion maybe right before they do like the superstar shakeup after WrestleMania, after some of these storylines have died down. Because there's a lot of other stuff we can talk about for you guys.
Makes sense to me.
Cool. I see you're back. I see you got that mic stand I told you to get.
I did not. I am rocking the exact same mic stand as last week because
on a pile of books.
I don't care what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mic stand consists of about $3 worth of plastic and about $80 worth of books.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in those books. Those vegan coffee table cookbooks are not cheap.
Well, I mean, it is the vegan everyday kitchen, so.
Well, there's the everyday kitchen, but underneath is the thug kitchen. So watch out. There's a lot of F-bombs in that cookbook, and it's actually very funny.
I don't know how to respond to that.
It's a good. Anyway, let's talk wrestling.
Yay!
A whole bunch of stuff happened this week. Like I said, pretty decent reception for a brand new, fairly unknown podcast.
Yeah, not bad.
Some good feedback on my YouTube channel, wherever people found it and happen to listen to it. Obviously, I would love some more subscribers on iTunes and some more ratings. I'm stuck at 4.5, which means at least 1 or 2 people were just like, no, this sucks.
Well, I mean, they can go to hell.
4-star ratings, you can go to hell.
You know what? And last week at the end of the show, I said, you know, I'm looking forward to getting 4 subscribers on the Twitter machine.
They're called followers, but go ahead.
Well, you know what I mean.
Don't subscribe to you on Twitter.
If I actually go back, I actually got 4. Exactly 4.
Wow. I hope that one hashtag Follow Friday really helped you out there, Matty.
Just killed it.
I did what I could, get my boy some follows.
Steve always doing what he can to get someone else over.
I wasn't really full Steve there.
Well, I mean, we just started. Like, give it at least 15.
I wasn't doing Steve though. You just kind of assumed I was doing Steve. But like my Steve's better than that, so like don't short change me like that.
But it sounded kind of like. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
no.
I mean, bigger news though for you and the show as well is. One, your Rousey video was featured at the end of Botchmania.
Yes, that's right. Botchamania 362 brought a lot of people to the YouTube channel. A lot of people finally saw that video. Didn't get the reception I'd hoped for right away after Royal Rumble, but sometimes it's a slow burn on these things. It just takes the right person to catch on, and yeah, people seem to like that.
Not everything's easy to stumble across, so for it to be featured there, and a lot of the comments on that entire Botchmania video was about that.
I know. So. I know. It was the best. Thank you, Botchmania. Thank you, Matthew. Also, if you guys listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, I'm sure a lot of people do. It's like the podcast. We're talking like the podcast right now. At the end of last week's show, where they were talking about No Way Out 2003, it featured your boy, ADC, doing his Doc Hendricks impression. We are all set for No Mercy 2003 and WrestleMania, whatever the fuck. So if you enjoyed that, you were enjoying me. And stay tuned there. There may be further announcements with that podcast. So just keep an ear out
there. Pretty cool stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah. I guess we just go right into this. I mean, there was like 3 really huge things that I think we can talk about, and then a bunch of other stuff we can sort of throw in there too. The 3 things I want to talk about, obviously, the Elimination Chamber, Ronda Rousey, and John Cena's road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But let's start off just saying how we felt about the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I thought it was just okay.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't bad.
I mean, the problem is that you only had 5 total matches if you don't count the kickoff, right? And 2 of them were chamber matches. So,
I mean, I didn't hate that part of it.
No, it wasn't bad. The men's match was as long as we expected. It didn't feel short or too long or anything. It was actually kind of exactly what I expected. The women's one was a little bit shorter than I was expecting. I don't know. I think maybe I had this grand idea that these girls were going to go big. But I mean, it wasn't bad.
No, a lot of people I actually read were saying that they thought that the women's chamber match was the better of the two. If I'm being honest, I have to say neither of them really grabbed me that much. I thought the women's match was all right. I obviously enjoyed the advancement of Bayley and Sasha.
Yes.
Which was something I was kind of pining for and hoping for. To be honest, one of the things I enjoyed most on the show, aside from the Rousey show, was Asuka and Nia Jax, because I thought that Nia Jax looked awesome. She looked like a real beast, and
that was the one thing I wanted to actually talk about today. Is I actually think that was the best match of the entire pay-per-view, which is
crazy. Yeah,
kind of weird
crazy,
to say.
I know,
But I mean, really, when you think about it in the grand scheme of what actually happened, they protected Asuka and they made Nia look like a beast. It was perfect.
Yeah, and then she blew up the guardrail, and then apparently next week they're wrestling again. Because
I always have a problem with this. It's like you have this amazing like happening at a pay-per-view, and then
do it again.
You cheapen it by just throwing it on Raw for some.
She squashed her mask.
Yeah,
get out there. Do your Asuka stuff.
That was so awkward. The mask wash. It's like, oh, look, there's a mask on the floor. Oh, okay.
It was,
she's
you know what
gonna
it was?
step on
It took so long for them to pan
Yes.
up. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, cool. Now pan up.
Do it.
Now pan up.
Hurry up now.
Now pan up.
Oh, God.
Oh, they panned up. Oh, but it's an awkward, weird upward angle. Like
and
Nia Jax is taking an
slow.
Instagram selfie.
Yeah.
So the picks last week.
Yeah, you want to go right into the picks? Just
why not?
Let's
Let's throw it out there. I don't want to run through everything this
that's
quickly.
fair.
Otherwise, this show's going to be 2 hours long because it's, how many hours of wrestling featured this week.
Yeah.
But, you picked Asuka, The Bar, Alexa Bliss. Wait. Yes. You picked Asuka, The Bar, Alexa Bliss, Bray, and Braun.
Yep.
Basically, aside from Braun, I think that's all correct, right?
No, Bray lost.
Bray lost as well. Yeah,
we essentially tied.
Yeah, we did because I picked Asuka.
Yep.
I picked The Bar. I picked Matt Hardy and Roman Reigns.
Yep.
But I picked Sasha Banks.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, which was wrong. So wait, didn't I beat you there? I got 4 out of 5. You got
3. You got Sasha.
Oh, because you
wrong.
got Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
No, but you picked Braun and Bray. That's 2 wrong. See?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I beat you.
Damn it! Son of a math.
I did it by myself, brother. I beat you, brother.
Math is not a strong suit.
I swept your leg out of your leg, brother.
Sorry, a little Owen Hart here today.
God,
on a Wednesday.
How did
By the way,
that
I got
wrong?
some feedback from last week's show. I got asked why I didn't play the Braun song by Big Sexy Matty Hayes.
That what? That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, I just don't quite know the copyright rules with that because it's indeed a Nickelback song. And also, a couple people were like, "Why do you keep saying you don't know shit about wrestling? You know stuff about wrestling." Well, there's something to be said for false modesty, guys. Let's be honest, okay? I'm very familiar. With the current product. The current product and I are totes bros.
Like we don't know anything about wrestling. We know what our opinions are of what we see on TV. That's it.
Yeah,
we're not insiders. We're not backstage.
No,
yet.
I know a lot about wrestling, I guess, but also like I'm not like in the. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just a fun thing to say, guys.
Like I know what a bump is. I know what a lockup is.
Okay, let's not start.
I know what
to qualify what we know by saying things like I know what a bump is because now people are just going to be like
arm
these guys
bar.
Are idiots. Number 1, arm bar. Yeah, no. I mean, it's just kind of it's all in jest, folks. Okay.
Yeah.
The current product and I spent a lot of time together. Me and the current product had a weekend in Ibiza.
Oh.
I bought it a kebab.
Oh.
We had passionate love making on the beach.
Nope. No. Okay, let's get back to wrestling.
This is the show, guys.
Yeah.
This is it. Thanks for coming back to the show.
I do. Let's talk about Rousey just for a minute.
Sure.
At least at Chamber, the one thing I wanted to point out is that she actually kind of came out and looked like herself to start, and it looked like she had true emotion there with the reception she got. You could tell kind of where the character kicked in once Kurt kind of piped up and she was about to sign, and she looks over at Kurt. So I mean, for sure that's going to take time. But what were your thoughts on the? You had predicted and had heard that it was going to be Steph and Triple H. So what are your thoughts that it actually looks like Angle rather than?
I don't think they're going to get The Rock, and I think from what we've seen the last couple nights of WWE television, it's definitely primed to be Rousey and Kurt Angle teaming against Triple H and Steph, which I think is is fine. I kind of wanted to actually bring up first I'll talk about Rousey here. She looked a little uncomfortable at first. She definitely got a bit derailed by some of the fans.
Yeah.
Her emotion was showing through. That was real emotion, absolutely. But I think on Raw, she was much better.
Way better.
And I could see that Ronda Rousey being very successful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if she needs a mouthpiece, if she's just going to go out there and scowl and say, I will rip your arm out of your socket and get the audience chanting, rip it off.
Yes. Which, amazing, by the way. One of the best chants they've had.
It was like some kind of blood sport moment. It was awesome. But Kurt Angle obviously had some trouble at Elimination Chamber getting things out.
Yeah.
They've been saying this since WrestleMania 21, 31, and then, them playing it off like he has pneumonia. Doesn't pneumonia make you cough, by the way?
I thought that was brilliant, though.
He sounded fine.
Like, that's how you know that Steph and Triple H.
He's got double pneumonia.
Yeah, like they're so on top of their game, even with how long they've been around.
It was
to just pick up on that, and like it was actually funny. It made me laugh that they just kind of covered it up, knowing that he just screwed up.
Me. You've got quadruple pneumonia.
Yeah, actually, it was double pneumonia. So.
I don't know what I was saying. I have double pneumonia. I need this job.
Yeah.
So what I think we're seeing is kind of the tearing down of Kurt Angle so that he could be built back up, because he's made to look like an idiot.
Yeah.
He got punched in the face. If you saw those memes of Kurt just looking at
looking up, yeah. Some of them were phenomenal.
Really good.
Yeah.
There's a really good thread on Twitter of people just posting Kurt Angle reactions from over the last 2 years. It's really great. Some great moments in the last couple of years of WWDB. And but I think obviously we're going to see Kurt kind of flip a switch and have to go, old school again. And I hope he can pull it off. I think he can.
He's. You see it when he walks in the ring, and even when he's just standing there, like his knees are bent. Like that, this man is not comfortable standing up.
There's a thing going on there, right? Like I poke fun and everything. Obviously, I respect Kurt Angle, and he's had a really hard road. But like with the history of the substance abuse and the problems and the neck surgeries, there's a thing going on upstairs, right, where he's having trouble, like with memorization and completing sentences and stuff. Sure. Like there has to be some. Yeah. Some trauma. So obviously Kurt's struggling through some of this. It's crazy that it's the same dude that back in 2000, 2001 literally wanted to be scripted for. Yeah. And could take anything that they would give him and just make it gold, because he had such great charisma and everything. And now he's kind of like having trouble with people's names, forgetting the names of pay-per-views, all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. But
which we saw with Mick as well. Like these old guys can only do so much.
Oh yeah. So it's tough.
I'll say I think the match idea with, this is kind of perfect for Rousey to break into WWE. She can be protected by, Triple H and Triple H and Steph. And then obviously the Olympic athlete with the former Olympic athlete. It makes sense.
Triple H even made that comparison, he's like, we haven't seen someone like this since a young Olympic hero, Kurt Angle.
As soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh, this is where they're
taggy partners."
Oh, okay,
they're going to be tagsy budsies.
I do have a question for you about this. Going to Raw, what did you think of the punch? Like, just not even the fact that he punched him, but how
it was so
awkwardly
weird,
it happened.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Like he apologized. Everyone was like, "Great, Kurt," where everything's square, and then just randomly turns around and socks him.
Yeah, it was a little out of left field. I don't know. I feel like they're just like then just punch him and walk away. Yeah. And we'll kind of figure it out as we go next week.
I think at that point, instead of Rousey going over and like slowly getting down to Kurt, I would have loved to have seen her like kind of run at the ropes and bounce off him, sort of thing.
Yeah, she kind of stood idly by like a deer in headlights, just like, Kurt, are you okay?
Yeah, I think it would have been cool if she got super aggressive and like even leaned through the ropes or something like that. But you know what, it was still, the punch itself was awkward, but it's a great little setup for what's going to be the next 6 weeks. And it created
some of the best memes in the last 5 years.
Absolutely.
I do want to mention, too, Steph's apology to Rousey. I thought that was really funny.
It was great.
Because she went up and got in her face. She's like, you know what? I am so sorry. I am really sorry. Please forgive me. Do not rip my arm out of its socket, etc.
I feel like the last 2 nights of Steph, she's actually been pretty funny at the Chamber and then at Raw.
She can be funny.
She had the crowd laughing. Like, you could hear it.
Yeah, they popped.
Which is pretty fun.
Let's talk about Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Because this was another big story that I also wanted to touch on here. Calling out Brock Lesnar. Yeah. In what was one of Roman's better talking performances ever.
I think they kind of we're like, okay, this is a work. This is what you're going to do, but you're going to go and shoot on Lesnar, and you're going to do it without a script.
I was really hoping that you would come and ask me if it was real, because then I could have made fun of you for being a mark.
You know what? Honestly, at first I was like, okay, this is the first thing I'm going to ask him is, did you think that was a shoot? And then I thought, well, of course it was a shoot, but of course he was directed to do that because Roman doesn't do that. And then even when he said, I'm going to go back.
It's a work shoot, brother.
Well, it's a work shoot, brother. Yeah. But I mean, the fact that even at the end, he's like, I'm going to go back and take my lick. Okay, if it was an actual shoot, he wouldn't have said anything. Like that,
no, totally not. But yeah, I mean, they made an interesting choice to advertise Brock and then hold him back, and for at least a night make Roman Reigns the big dog.
Well, that's the thing. Did they hold him back, or did he know?
No,
nobody seems to know this.
You're a friggin' mark.
I don't know, man. I'm serious because, like,
Matt
yes,
the Mark, everybody.
Of course, yes, Matt the Mark. I get it, but
you're witnessing a very special moment here on the ADCs of wrestling. It's the
actual reveal of
the first exhibit of Matt the Mark's markiness in full. They planned this.
I don't know. For some reason I disagree a little bit, and maybe did they plan the pictures with Dana White then that Brock took over the weekend?
I don't know if they planned that stuff, but I think maybe based on that,
it was a reaction to those pictures.
Like they're just like, why don't we run with this, because fans are getting so annoyed with this WWE UFC stuff that you're doing, and whatever.
I can buy it. I buy it.
Roman was awesome though.
He was great.
He really was good.
It was his best promo since after he beat Taker, and he said 4 words or 5 words, whatever it was.
This is my yard now.
Yeah, like that.
That's really all he said.
That was his best promo since that.
Yeah. So I remember talking about that with Jimmy Corderas after WrestleMania last year. I'm hoping he might come on the show sometime. I have ideas, Jimmy, if you ever listen.
Jimmy.
Jimmy. That's, I don't want to steal Eddie Christian's gimmick.
Stop it, yeah.
So let's talk about Cena's road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
After the Elimination Chamber, in which he was kind of invisible. He went on Raw Talk, and he was very sad, very forlorn, very defeated. He called himself 41.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like the Raw Talk thing?
No, I don't know. Maybe because I felt like it was too over, oh, woe is me sort of thing. Maybe that's what I thought. I don't know. I didn't like it very much. It would have been great if it goes, oh, man, I didn't have it, blah, 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 and I've got to come up with something else. That's fine. But the sad woe is me crap and, oh, shucks, what am I going to do?
Matty, it might be his last chance to get back to WrestleMania.
It's not his last chance.
Vince doesn't make these matches. You have to earn the matches on television.
That is not true.
You're the mark.
Yeah.
I know.
I know. But
wrestling's real.
I didn't like it that much, but I do like the idea.
I did.
Or at least I think about Cena not being at WrestleMania, and it seems weird.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be there. We know he's going to be there.
But the thought of that he doesn't have a match yet and that sort of thing.
Frankly, we all know at this point that he's going to be at WrestleMania.
Who does he face?
So
I see your smile.
Here's the thing. Here's the deal.
Tell me.
He challenged The Undertaker.
Yeah, which was awesome. The crowd went nuts.
The crowd went crazy. And, at work, I was talking with some of the guys, and we're like, they're not going to just tease this and then take it away. But apparently...
Immediately.
He took it away.
Yeah.
But apparently, I thought that even that would be, something that was going to lead to Undertaker eventually accepting the match. But there's all these rumors that in Vegas, Rey Mysterio was there.
I saw that.
And that he actually was signing his contract, and that he is going to be the one to face John Cena at WrestleMania.
How do they work that in? I don't know.
They can work it in. I think Cena can go to this Fastlane match. He could probably lose the match, and then after he could be super upset, and maybe you just hear like a booyaka, booyaka, and Ray comes out. Cena on SmackDown the next day. There's all kinds of things that could happen. He could be challenged in any certain way.
But how do they make us care? That's how do they make us care about Cena and Ray?
I don't know if they...
it's cool that Ray is back, but we literally just saw him at Rumble.
Yeah.
How do they make us care about him and Cena? I don't know. I don't see where everyone's going to be like, oh, man, I'm so excited for this.
That's a question for creative, I guess. But, I think just based on the fact that it's a guy like Ray returning to WrestleMania and John Cena in his match, possibly maybe they do a career versus career match. You could do that. Like maybe Ray. Yeah. Ray looks really good, though.
He looked awesome at Royal Rumble.
And I don't think Cena's going to retire against Mysterio.
No.
But interesting note, if you look at the WWE's YouTube page, after Rey Mysterio returned at the Royal Rumble, like the next day on YouTube, Rousey had, I think, 2 million hits.
Yeah.
Ray's return video had 10 million hits in a few days. So obviously this guy, I mean, there's metrics there that they're probably pulling and looking at, and
he's got some weight behind him.
Okay, wow. Yeah. He's got some juice, pal.
I mean, I'd obviously love to see Ray. Love to see him back. I loved seeing him at Royal Rumble. My only thing is, how are we going to care other than, oh, cool, it's these two fighting. Yeah. But at the same time, we thought the same thing about Miz and Maurice last year against Nikki and Cena, and that ended up being one of the matches that had one of the best stories built up.
It did. It had a good build up, but the actual match itself
was terrible. Whatever.
Was hot garbage, followed by a wedding proposal that everybody knew was coming a mile away.
Yeah, except Nikki.
Hey, we should. I actually have this weird connection here where I'm able to get people on the line. It actually sounds basically like they're in the room when I do it. But
okay.
I was thinking maybe if we actually got the Undertaker in to respond to John Cena's challenge, so that we could kind of get that out of the way.
Do we need to call him?
No, I just kind of ask.
Oh, okay, cool.
Undertaker, are you here? What do you want? I was resting my hip. Oh, hi. Are you okay to do this? I'll be fine. Just after let me rest in peace. Okay, that was excessive. I just wanted to know what. I wanted to know if you have a response to John Cena's challenging you at WrestleMania and then saying you weren't able to do it. I will face John Cena. You will? If he grants me these criteria 3. I've never heard you rhyme before. That was kind of...
He wants 3 wishes. Got it.
Okay. What are these criteria, Mr. Undertaker? Criteria the first. Oh, this is going to be so ridiculous. No touching of the hip or face. Well, that's going to be really... I mean, he can't even body slam you.
But it makes sense because that's where he hurts the most.
My hip and face hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to be sorry for asking this. What's the second criteria? He has to buy me a new jacket and a hat. It doesn't have to be the exact pair I left in Orlando. Okay, well, that's...
obvious.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It just has to be damn near identical. Okay.
Well, sorry, Mr. Taker. Now, if you don't mind...
I mean, incredibly similar.
I would like to ask a question. Could you just not wear your hooded jacket that you wore to Raw 25?
That's not my gimmick at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
Stop interrupting my criteria.
I apologize.
You're going to get chokeslammed.
I'm out.
I'm talking like an almost identical set. Incredibly similar. No, we get it, Undertaker. The same kind of jacket. Yeah, we get it. What's your third stipulation? Literally no physicality. How the hell are you going to have a match with no physicality? I understand your trepidation, but my doctor said it could kill me. Oh, my God. Michelle and I haven't had so much as a hug since my surgery, but the WWE Universe needs this match. I don't think anybody actually needs this match. It's my last ride, ADC. I think that was your last quote, Mr. Undertaker. You're gonna get out of here. Rest in peace. Shut up.
You know what I'm picturing now?
What?
Him and Cena in the middle of the ring doing that dance karate. What's it? What's it called?
Capoeira.
Yeah,
Capoeira.
That's what I'm picturing.
Capoeira.
Them just dancing in the ring.
Wow, that was really fun. That was, I guess, the first official guest I've had on the show, The Undertaker.
And you know what? A big guest indeed. He takes up most of this room.
Yeah, he does. I know my house is cavernous.
Yeah.
The big giant mansion, the house that ADC built.
So you're just going to work that in every week, huh?
I have to. I built it myself with my own bare hands.
Yeah.
Out of cat hair. With spilt water dishes.
But not dog hair, because he is hypoallergenic.
He is hypoallergenic. He's passed right out right now.
He's also crazy.
He is crazy, man. Yeah. Vanguard Dog 1. Why? Yes. I'm waiting for a Vanguard 1 appearance. Come on. At WrestleMania, let's have the drones just fly to the ring.
Yeah.
A bunch of drones.
I don't know.
I don't think that Undertaker match could possibly happen. Those seem like crazy stipulations. No physicality?
There's no way.
Literally no physicality?
Like they would literally have to dance battle, and it's just not going to happen.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, he could probably get a replica hat.
I would think
so. And a jacket, a duster.
Yeah.
That's possible. I mean, the same seamstress probably works there.
I would think that they would be able to find him a matching hat.
Okay, this is so stupid. Yeah. That was fun, though. That was fun. You want to talk a little women's division?
Yeah, I was going to ask. Like, I mean, because I
haven't really talked to the ladies.
This was one of my favorite parts of the entire Chamber pay-per-view was the Nia Jax Asuka match.
People are going to think we're nuts for liking the Nia Jax Asuka match more than the crazy first Elimination Chamber match. But honestly, just nothing grabbed me that much.
Nothing. And, I kind of said it last week. I don't know how that Elimination Chamber match is going to be huge when you have Sonya and Mandy in there. And they did fine. But they're just, I mean, it wasn't even like a frog splash off the top. It was more of a splash. But anyway, so
you're talking about the Mickey
Sasha.
James?
No, Sasha.
Yeah.
And even Mickey James
like a Fez press, which I thought was okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Twisted Bliss off the top was probably the biggest spot.
Right.
Which was pretty awesome.
Alexa Bliss going over clean was cool. She didn't actually have to be a heel. I did enjoy her trolling the audience after. That was pretty fun.
Man. When she almost, like, here comes the mark again, but she almost had me. I was like, come on, don't do this. Don't get all... Don't get all emotional.
He's a goddamn mark, pal.
I was annoyed. And then even when she did the pause, I was like, she got me. Damn it. It was good. I love Alexa Bliss. She's one of the things I like about Alexa Bliss is when she does her promos, she doesn't sound like she's screaming into the mic with a high pitch.
Right. What I liked
she
about
sounds
that,
like she's talking.
What I liked about that Bliss thing was it went on so long.
Yeah.
That it got past the point where I'm like, okay, when's she going to turn it around and heel on us? Mm-hmm. When's she going to turn it around? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, now she's still serious. Are they going to keep it like?
Yeah.
Is this going to be it? Is it going to be a serious thing?
You were there.
And then she healed on us. So,
ADCs
but it got so far past the point that I was waiting for them to turn it back around that I'm like, okay, now they have to turn it back. It went around and around and around, and it came back, Maddie.
Which is part of her brilliance a little bit too, because I'm sure she went a little farther than she actually needed to. So
she's brilliant.
She
is brilliant.
But anyways, Asuka Nia, we've already touched on it. But
will Nia Jax be in the WrestleMania? Like, what is the WrestleMania match going to be? Is it going to be Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax? Because I think when it comes to Charlotte at WrestleMania, give me Asuka or give me death. It's got to be Asuka.
Asuka is going to face Alexa Bliss. That's all they're kind of pumping.
No.
That's all they're pumping. They didn't even mention Charlotte.
You're wrong.
How?
Because Fastlane hasn't even happened.
True.
So they haven't even really started the WrestleMania program for Charlotte.
True.
And
True.
they wouldn't have made the stipulation at the Royal Rumble that one of these people can challenge the person from the other show if one of them wasn't going to do it. Why sow those seeds?
True.
Asuka's going to challenge Charlotte. Asuka's going to end up on SmackDown. And then Nia Jax, maybe they have some other gauntlet match or something, and it's going to end up facing Alexa Bliss.
I'm trying to think. Did we get a graphic of Asuka versus Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania like we did Roman and Brock?
I don't think we did. I do not think.
I'd have to go back and look. I actually don't remember.
We still don't know. I
don't know. I feel like just there was that one point I was watching it and someone said something or they showed something where I was like, oh, okay, I guess it is going to be Asuka and Alexa.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was a graffic or if
I think you're wrong.
Anyways. I hope I'm wrong because I think that's too easy. And if that is the case, then like I don't want Asuka losing to Alexa for some stupid reason.
Yeah, I think we're going to have Asuka versus Charlotte. I think that's going to happen.
Look, we're going to, I'm sure, talk about it, but the SmackDown women's division needs a shot in the arm. And
other than that, like really, that 6-woman tag, that was nothing.
Again,
I mean,
back-to-back weeks.
Becky Lynch is so lost. That was the only other thing that I could have seen them doing was playing up a Becky Lynch versus Charlotte because I don't think they've even done that since Charlotte went to SmackDown.
No, they've been best friends.
Have to get Becky ready for that. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, you turn Becky heel.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah. What do we make of this Rollins, Miz, Balor situation?
I don't know. I
feel like we're going to get a multi-man IC title match, and that's all Seth Rollins is going to get out of this big push they've given him.
Which isn't great for Rollins, but I also feel like they're kind of in a holding pattern until Dean comes back. But
they've worked Rollins into this spot where he's that guy who can do all this crazy stuff. He goes an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, how do you just take him back?
Splash across 95% of the ring,
which was incredible.
It was crazy.
That was nuts. Yeah, I don't know because even before Chamber, I said I think they're going to set up something with Balor and the Miz Taraj and the club and then of course that's exactly what happened. But they also worked in Rollins, and I don't.
So weird.
Is it just going to be a triple threat, or do we get to see a ladder match? The old infamous Intercontinental ladder match.
There could be. I mean, and then what? Do you work in Strowman and Elias? Like, what happens there?
Maybe.
We have Elias shooting a fire extinguisher at Strowman on Raw.
Which I loved.
It was okay, but I felt like that whole third hour kind of dragged.
Of course.
There wasn't that much going on there.
That's wrong.
It was just so weird how they did the IC title thing where it was like, your opponent tonight may determine your WrestleMania opponent. Yeah. By the way, here comes Finn Balor, who's just like, I'm here to smile creepily and thrust my Balor bulge right into your living room.
They zoom in so cool when he gets on the ropes right before he jumps up on the top rope to do his hay thing. It is just so much junk right in your like. Oh man.
Well, hey, the girls and some of the men, and they deserve that kind of sexiness as well, I guess. Finn Balor's a good-looking man. I mean,
it's one thing like you're not
had a carb in 6 years.
That's not why they're doing it, but it's just like.
Oh, I think it's why they're doing it. I think they know.
Oh, really?
I think they have
to. I mean, it's just like. Bam! Close up, nuts.
Give me the money shot, Finn. Give me the Balor Club.
I don't know, but I just it seems weird. I think we're gonna see something bigger because it just can't be a triple threat. I don't know. It just There's still so much time to build up that what are they gonna do over the next 5 weeks now? 6 weeks. So
triple threat seems kind of weird too, with like the two baby faces and the one heel Miz.
I feel like it's got to be bigger.
Maybe it'd be like some kind of I don't know 6-man. I don't want too many skirmishes on this show where there's just like a million people in a match. Strowman Elias, not that much to talk about there. That was fun, but
bit of a weird kind of matchup anyway. I know they were playing on a couple weeks ago he hit him with a base, but the stand-up
that can't be the WrestleMania match, right? Strowman and Elias feels like there's no legs there.
There's no way.
I thought it was over. I thought it was done.
I thought after that, like I didn't even think about them having a match on Raw. I actually thought it was going to be Rollins and Elias, but I don't know.
We never really talked about how you felt about the ending of the Elimination Chamber with Roman actually winning after Strowman got those 5 eliminations.
I was so excited that I was like, oh my God, they're actually going to do this and let Braun just run through. I marked out. I did. And I picked Braun because I thought that this is what was going to happen. But there was that moment as soon as he missed Roman and went through the chamber, you could just hear the crowd flip. They knew exactly what was about to happen in the next 2 minutes, and they started booing immediately.
It's a really weird thing where they've actually built up another match very, very well between Braun and Brock, because Brock has beaten Braun in a kind of unceremoniously short fashion. The last time those two met at some crappy other pay-per-view last year. I kind of forget which one it was.
Which one?
And I think they were in like a 4-way match at SummerSlam together. And but now it's like Braun has reached this upper echelon, this like God status where he's just throwing down.
So
everybody's getting these hands every week.
Yep.
And it's not his match, but it would make more sense really to have Braun taking on Lesnar. So I still am holding out hopes
that he gets in,
that maybe they put him in that match somehow. Yeah. Otherwise, what are they going to do? There's rumblings of maybe like Dave Bautista coming back or somebody outside of the roster. Because who else on the roster makes sense for Braun? I mean,
they built him
Rollins,
up so
maybe?
much that it almost doesn't make sense for him to face anyone else because no one else is on his level. No one else is big enough and strong enough.
He's not getting a title shot.
Yeah. But at the same time, is Braun so over that he doesn't need the title to stay over?
Yeah,
this is a problem that I have.
He doesn't need the title to stay over, but he deserves a main event spot because he's the guy that people want to see right now. And I really want more promos of him just calling out "Beastie Boy."
Yeah, like I agree. I think
I was just waiting for him to pick up that selfie camera and just be like, "I'm coming for you, beastie bitch." Braun Strowman, I'm Braun Strowman. I'm gonna make Brock Lesnar my beastie bitch.
I don't know. I've had this problem with WWE for a while, where they
WWE.
I've had this problem where they always they build up characters so good they're so over, but they never put the title on them or put them in that main event match because they quote unquote don't need it. And then they just die out. Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I mean, obviously that's a little bit different. But
I mean, come on, you gonna put Big Cass in a title match?
But even I don't want to touch on SmackDown.
Oh, you're talking about
when they were
tag team.
When they were tag team.
My ears are burning.
And it's I don't know. And now I'm looking at the SmackDown, how boring SmackDown is right now, and they've got guys there that were easily over and are over now that they're throwing them into I don't know, squash matches. It bugs me.
Let's move on to the SmackDown side. We can talk a couple things.
Yeah.
I know we already talked the Cena stuff, but we could talk really quickly about the match with AJ Styles.
Yep.
Cena kind of helped make the show feel a little bigger.
Yeah, of course.
On Tuesday. It was fresh. Anything like new blood coming back in, even though it's Cena who was already there 6 months ago.
But at the same time, I was just like, man, are they actually going to put him over clean? on
And he
the
did, though.
champion, and they did.
He did.
So it actually gave it that feel like I need to see what happens in this match, which
And
normally
I don't think you can really get hurt too badly by losing to John Cena.
no, he's got the mystique of being one of the greatest of all time. So
yes, the greatest, clumsiest person of all time. Did you see that
He's still
tornado
so-
DDT when
yeah.
AJ landed awkwardly on Cena's hip?
He's so clunky. It's like
I'm gonna break your neck.
I don't know. He's been big for a long time, but is he just like too big now to move the way he used to? I don't know.
He's always been really clumsy.
Or is it just that he's old? I don't know.
He's just a clumsy guy.
But you know what?
He's
Him and
he's
AJ,
rusty now.
him and AJ put on some great matches, and that table spot, the announcer table, didn't even see it coming. They didn't clear it off. They didn't set it up.
That was good.
They
That was
just
good.
picked him up and put him through. I was like, yes, that is how that's how an announcer table shot should go.
I enjoyed that desperation Cena, who he's kind of like, I'm going to take every inch you give me to try to get to WrestleMania. AJ's on the outside like, no, don't count him out. This is going to finish.
Yeah,
We're going to do
love
this.
that.
It's going to
Love
be
that.
official. We're going to get a pin, the 3 count out of there. Oh, my God, I'm going through a table.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was great. Like they put on an
That
awesome
was
match.
phenomenal, John. That was phenomenal.
The ending, of course, was super predictable. Where oh my God, they're all out here. This is so
Yeah,
strange.
yeah. The 6-man schmaz.
And again, Dolph's music.
Dude, I would have lost my shit if when Ziggler
When he
came out
ran
for the
out?
save, they just played the record scratch.
He just runs out.
My God, that's Dolph Ziggler's sound effect. That's Ziggler's audible cue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I mean that stuff was predictable. Although I will say he laid a couple pretty decent looking super kicks right before he got.
Sure, he's a worker. He's always been able to work, but and at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure he's just here to take the pin.
Yeah,
That's what he does.
He took 7 weeks off to do exactly what he was doing before, but his hair is a different.
Almost 2 full months, and Dolph Ziggler's back to lose again.
to do the exact same thing.
Yep.
But I will.
I'm gonna yell and lose.
His interference in the first match though with Sammy and Baron, where he just kicked Kevin Owens right in the head.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. I actually thought that was perfect. Again, right up until they played his damn music. He looked like a great heel standing in the middle in his black jeans and his black shirt.
Well, he's kind of babyface right now, though, so that doesn't.
It
even
seems
work.
like they're doing that because even at the end where he's standing there with AJ and Cena, and sure he eventually punches AJ, but like they're
he's the face. Again.
Their
He's
go home
interfering
show.
with what? He's hitting Kevin Owens.
Yep.
He's
Sami,
messing with
Baron.
Sami Zayn. Baron Corbin's getting a win. Everybody's chasing that big Mo.
Can I just make a prediction?
Everybody going to Molins.
Can I make a prediction?
Momentum.
Can I make
Momentum's important, Matty.
I see you looking at
There's
me.
a lot of
you
important
son of
momentum.
a- My prediction for Go Home SmackDown, 6-man tag. That
come on.
just ends up in a brawl.
That's
Tell me I'm
like,
wrong.
That's like the easiest thing, though. That's the lowest hanging fruit. That's like saying SmackDown's going to have a tag match and a 6-man tag.
6-man tag Go Home show is what's
Yeah.
going to happen on SmackDown next
It's
week.
going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
So excited.
A
But-
couple winning zingers from Kevin Owens when he was on the desk last night.
He is
Baron,
always
if you're looking
so
for your
good.
hairline, it's at the top of your head.
Yeah. Byron, I hear you haven't said anything yet. That's the best commentary you've given in the last year.
And he called
It's-
Corey Graves Duke Nukem.
Yeah. Yeah, which if you saw his hair,
Yeah.
which is exactly why I called him Duke Nukem.
Now, he looks like he's
Oh,
sitting
man.
ringside at the Hunger Games.
I love Corey though. He's awesome. Yeah. The Hunger Games, that's right. Yeah. He does. He
Yeah.
does. He dye that shit purple.
I
and-
actually stole that from there was a meme around the Olympics.
Oh no, okay.
When
You
I forget who
thief.
that guy is on the American commentator
Johnny
team.
Weir?
Yes, Johnny Weir.
I mean, what?
Johnny Weir and his broadcast partner just looked so crazy, and people were like, "This is now the Hunger Games. The Olympics are the Hunger Games."
Yeah. You will all die if you do not
Yeah.
get gold. Yeah.
Yep.
Kevin Owens was great. I love that they cut back to well, maybe not love, but at least they played it off well where Shane ended up getting popcorn. And did he send Dolph out?
I don't know. I don't care.
Who cares?
I don't
Either
care
way,
anymore.
just Daniel Bryan just sitting there and be like, oh yeah, Kevin Owens is great on commentary. And then he drops those lines. It's like, yeah, he is actually pretty great on commentary.
There's some things I choose to not care about right now until they give me reason to care about them again. One of which is this Shane and Daniel Bryan stuff because
yeah.
I don't see them paying it off. So why are you wasting my time?
Yeah.
Another is Titus Worldwide in the bar. Why is that still
man.
happening? Why don't they have another match? Best 2 out of 3 falls.
The exact same match. Like the next night. That's one of the things I have with these pay-per-views. It's like, don't cheapen your pay-per-view matches with the same match the next night.
I know, and they've been doing this for years. It's so annoying.
It's so annoying.
Okay.
Rusev Day.
Okay.
Can we talk about this for a sec?
The death of Rusev Day?
It's
dying. It's dead.
This is what I was talking about when especially a show like SmackDown where they're struggling to keep viewers. You need to capitalize on the people that the guys that the fans are cheering for.
Yep.
And one of those guys right now is Rusev, and for him to, and even though it wasn't him, it was
Aiden, go out there and sing and lose.
But you know that this is what's going to lead to.
I don't think I've done Rusev on this show yet, but Rusev is like my OG
I don't
song.
think you have.
That's the one that changed it all for me.
Yeah.
Bulgarian brute.
Yeah.
You know I'm Machka.
He's in the intro. He's in my intro.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But I don't know. This is the type of guy where they need to just capitalize on his, I don't know. He's so over. Like, just put him, maybe he doesn't win, honestly, but put him in the match.
It feels like it's already too late.
It is.
This was red hot back in December. They started doing some spots like at the Royal Rumble where he was getting a good response and everything. And it's just, when they don't play into these things and they just kind of let it simmer for a while, it boils out.
Yeah.
Like it just teeters out and goes away. And it feels like, well, my buddy Chad the Dad Too Bad at work, I was talking about it yesterday, and he's like, they just don't like it when it's not something they came up with. And that seems like it's really the case.
That's got to be the case. They were chanting Rusev Day at Elimination Chamber.
Duly noted.
They were chanting Rusev Day on Raw.
Yep. Well, yeah, but I believe that was because Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt were boring the shit out of everybody.
Not on Raw, though.
Oh, that was Elimination Chamber.
Not on Raw. Like Raw the next night, they were chanting it as well.
Right. All the time.
Like, put this guy over. Give the fans what they want. They didn't do it with Enzo and Cass. They didn't do it with the Fashion Police, which, granted, the Fashion Police, they let it get old again. But after 3 or 4 weeks of it, people were into them. Give them a damn match.
Yeah, I know. It just kind of sucks because you just kind of realize at a certain point, you're like, okay, this is all it's going to be. Like, it's fun. It's a great meme. It's an awesome T-shirt. It's going to sell a lot for them. But at the end of the day, Aiden English is still going to come out and sing about Los Angeles and how everyone is ugly, and he's just going to be that basic. He's going to be the SmackDown's version of Elias.
But it's not like Rusev is some schmuck either. The guy is good.
Dude, you're preaching to the choir.
I know.
Rusev is like my favorite, but it pains me to say it, but I've known for like the last month or so that it's just all it's going to be. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
He's not going to get this big match against Shinsuke Nakamura that's going to mean something.
No.
He's probably going to go and do the job for Shinsuke Nakamura at Fastlane because everybody needs momentum going into WrestleMania, Matty.
Yeah. Man, they say that a lot now.
He's going to get so much momentum, though. He's going to have Big Mo.
Shinsuke from beating
He's
Rusev?
going to have Big Mo.
Yeah, not going to happen. But if they do have that match, though, there's no way that Shinsuke is going to lose 4 weeks before WrestleMania.
The only good that could come out of something like this would be, like, I almost wish they could hold off Rusev, because a guy like Rusev, who may be subject of one of the guys I would trade eventually coming up.
Yeah.
But like Rusev would be an awesome opponent for a guy like Shinsuke in a real program.
Yeah.
Like you get Rusev kind of serious again. Like he's like, no more games, no more Rusev Day, Machka crash. Like just really giving it. But imagine like after WrestleMania, they play out the thing with AJ. AJ kind of shakes his hand. Is like, we'll meet again down the road. Do your thing.
Yeah.
And then it's Rusev's time to shine. And then you get these two guys facing off with their hard-hitting style, like Machka kick versus Kinshasa.
Yeah.
You know, a big, crazy brute against the guy who's got the strong style kicks. Like, it could be so great if they really let Rusev do it, but I just don't feel like they want it. I just want Rusev in one corner being like, Machka, and then Shinsuke in the other corner like, Yaba!
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be great.
We've talked about this in the past outside of the podcast about how Shinsuke never does anything to the cues of his music.
Yeah.
Have you noticed he started to now, though? He missed it a little bit on SmackDown, but I've been watching him, and he's doing his back bendy off the ropes to his music now, to that little guitar slide. Violin slide, but it's completely off topic. But I saw it, and I was like, I got to bring it up.
I feel like Triple H and Brian James got in his ear. It's like, Shinsuke, you have to do the thing.
Yeah.
You're off timing.
So what about the women on SmackDown?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about them anymore.
Where's Natty?
Charlotte, I don't know. Who cares? I don't care. Do you care?
I mean, I kind of do, because the division is dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like they've had. Well, I guess
Ruby
it wasn't
Riot's,
a 6-man.
beat two of those 3 women, and now they're gonna have a match. And
what happened to Becky Lynch? Like, she was the woman on SmackDown, won the belt, lost it, and has disappeared for like a year.
Well, she got injured, and then they just never gave her. She just needs some momentum back. She needs that momentum, Matty.
I don't. It's weird.
Momentum can cure everything.
This is where I think like your Asuka Charlotte thing makes sense, because it needs a boost.
Yeah, there's nothing going on in the women's division. I swear to God, Charlotte's coming over to SmackDown. Yeah. That's it.
When is Carmella going to cash in?
Oh my God, I forgot.
Enough already.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like that it's gone on a while, but it's like she's not even trying now. She's sitting in a friggin' chair checking Twitter.
Well, maybe it's a WrestleMania moment, I guess.
But WrestleMania moment like a month before the next Money in the Bank. What if she keeps it?
That's what Seth Rollins did.
What if she keeps it? Oh, no, I guess it'd be a Raw one. I was going to say she wins it again. That'd be pretty funny. She's carrying 2 briefcases.
They do a shakeup right after WrestleMania. She goes to Raw and wins Alexa Bliss's title.
Oh,
that'd be crazy.
That'd be hilarious.
One last thing I got to talk about here is the Usos and the New Day.
Okay.
Did this feel like it was too soon to revisit?
So last week, I basically said I didn't care about the tag division. They made me care this week. The Usos are great. I've never had an issue with the Usos. I'm kind of over New Day's shtick, and I get it's great for kids, but they're so rude. I don't know how it's.
Well, that's why this week was good,
but
because we got Serious Big E.
Exactly.
And Serious Big E was awesome.
Was awesome, and
he was awesome.
It made me care. It made me care a little bit about their Fastlane match, because I think that Usos will retain, or even if the New Day wins, it's going to be these two at WrestleMania. But they made me care. I love seeing New Day get serious.
No, it was awesome.
We need to see more of that from them.
The Usos gave a pretty good promo that make us kind of understand why we're supposed to care that these two are in the ring together again.
Yeah.
Because after the Hell in a Cell and all that stuff, they kind of like shook hands. We're like, okay, we're even. We had some great competition back and forth, but now the Usos have stepped it up even more past that point.
Yeah.
And they've kind of gotten that like edge back where they're a little meaner again. And I don't know, they're just talking about coming out here shaking your hips with flapjacks and stuff. And I thought it was
I like that
cool.
they called him out on that, because that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I hate that side of New Day.
I did, however, feel like it was a little too soon to revisit their feud, because like I said, it was just Hell in a Cell that they wrestled. But then we obviously had the Bludgeon Brothers come out to ruin the party. So we're going to have a multi-man situation at Fastlane and possibly at WrestleMania.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. It's like, it is too soon, but who else do you throw in there? And the friggin' Bludgeon Brothers. When that music hit, I was like, come on. We were finally getting something that was interesting, and you're going to throw these guys in here who were a tag team with Bray and were nothing. I don't see them going over on the Usos.
God damn, you guys talk about the Bludgeon Brothers up there?
I knew it. I knew
crap.
Steve.
You can't talk about the Bludgeon Brothers with
man,
Steve
he
Austin
loves
in the
them.
house. He loves them.
I knew if we started talking about it.
Give me the goddamn microphone.
I knew it.
Okay, here.
Just give it to him.
Here.
Goddamn, I love the Bludgeon Brothers. Bludgeon Brothers are legit. What? I love their hammers. Bludgeon Brothers are the shit. Oh, hell yeah. You're fucking badass if you swing a hammer. And that's the bottom line.
And he's gone. That was a real quick drive-by from Steve Austin.
That was quite the promo. He rhymed in there, it sounded like.
He did. That was to the tune of the Bludgeon Brothers music.
So do we send this to WWE and say, like, here are the lyrics? Or
well, they do that. They like to release songs.
Yeah.
Like Baron Corbin's song, and then they added lyrics. I preferred my lyrics last week, but
well,
my belly has a face.
Yeah.
Hey, the belly face made an appearance.
Belly face made an appearance. Yeah, he must have heard the song and
He
thought,
heard
you know what?
and loved the song.
This is
He's
what
like,
people
it's coming back.
This is what people want.
The belly face is back.
Got to give them what they want.
Yeah. Oh, you also appreciated Fire Pants. I did not tell you about Fire Pants until
yeah. So when we talked about it, then you added in that in post. Yes, that's right. Post. I actually listened to the show back.
Show.
This is my first podcast, so I wanted to listen to it back and just kind of hear where I could maybe make some changes, make myself a little better. And when that Fire Pants song kicked in, I almost died.
Fire Pants! I'm wearing fire pants. These are my fire pants. Do you like my fire pants? Check out my fire pants.
Because it was funny enough when we were sitting face to face, but when you cut to it, oh man, yeah, that actually
check
got
out my
me.
fire pants.
I was marking out to my own podcast.
That's what you do. You always mark out.
Yeah.
Well, let's mark it out on this week's episode of the ADCs of Wrestling.
Yeah. How long did we go? That
was a
seems
sophomoric effort, I guess.
bit shorter than last time.
Yeah, a little shorter, which is great because there was much more going on, but I think we kept it down. We whittled it down a little bit.
Well, there's only so much you can kind of talk about in a...
We worked in two legends in The Undertaker and Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to be here.
Obviously.
All the buzz on the internet, and they were just like, I'm going to be there. Going to ADC's house.
Did you watch 205 at all?
Funny story. I was going to watch 205 Live in bed last night,
Yeah.
and my network connection was not working, so I could not get on the WWE network, and I think it's because of my cable provider. So,
I like what they're doing.
Sending a strongly worded email.
Perfect. I will say I like what they're doing. I like that they're, basically having a cruiserweight, tournament again. But I don't know how much you've looked into it, but there are some big names in that division that lost in the first round, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So
tells a story, though, right?
Yeah.
It gives them a reason to work their way back up and prove themselves again.
I kind of wonder where they're going to go with it after the tournament's done, after WrestleMania, but it's caught my attention way more than it has in probably the last 8 months. So,
and Drake Maverick is the world's greatest porn star, and he's in charge. So porn star Spud's got it locked down.
At least they have a character there that's interesting, because before they really didn't have anything.
I came up with a lot of really dirty nicknames for Drake Maverick. I was texting with Salty Michael Chesney.
Nice.
We came up with I don't know if I should drop them here, but I just say one of them was Cockstar Spooge.
Oh, God. This is our show. This is our show.
Should I edit that out? That's going to fly. It's going to go under the radar, I think. It's just going to happen. You have to get all the way to the end of the show to hear me say.
Don't say it again.
I'm not going to say it again.
Don't say it again. Anyways, 205 Live has a bit of a brightness to it right now.
Spunk.
And NXT, we've never even touched on NXT. I wouldn't mind chatting NXT a little bit. Not today, because whatever. We're near the end of the show here.
We never mentioned last week the Johnny Gargano situation.
That's why I'm asking, because
we'll see what happens.
That's one of the things I want to ask you. Where do you think that's going? So maybe I'll give you a week to think about that.
I'll mull it over.
I do love that they're like, hey, your wife's here. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's it for me. I'm good. I think we covered everything that I wanted to look at.
I forgot to mention that there was one guy.
Come on.
That gave us a little love on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. He actually had a question too, right?
My boy, Christo Hadding.
Yeah.
He had a question, but we kind of discussed it already. He said he enjoyed some parts of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Do you see Braun being added to the Universal Championship match based on how strongly he was booked? Or is he going to do a program with Elias? I think we covered that.
We kind of touched on it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't see how they work him into that main event.
No.
He should be there, absolutely. And I don't know what this program with Elias is going to be, because he should just squash him.
I think it should end before it really starts up again. But
yeah.
Also, he wonders if he's going to be disappointed with Ronda Rousey. I don't think so.
No.
I think she'll be just fine. She showed a marked improvement after the Elimination Chamber on Raw. So that one day, that one difference to change her whole demeanor like that, I think that was a big deal. So.
And I think as she kind of taps into that attitude that she showed even when doing interviews and so on for UFC, I think she'll tap into that a little bit more. I think she'll be just fine.
Yep, she'll learn how to be herself whilst not being herself.
Yep. But I mean, hey,
let's.
That's good. That's good. Focus on. Send us some questions. We'll address it on the podcast.
Yep.
And,
tweet us at ADCs of Wrestling. That's ADCS Wrestling. I will try to get to those on the show. We'll talk about whatever you guys want us to talk about, and follow me on Twitter at Andrew David Cox.
Yep.
Hit up my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Andrew David Cox. I'm probably going to post another couple episodes of the podcast on there for now, just to get the ball rolling, and then. At a certain point, they will no longer be on YouTube. You will have to subscribe to the podcast, which I need you to do, and rate 5 stars, leave us a positive review, all that stuff, because, hey, nobody wants to go to a party that nobody's talking about.
For sure. And I am not on YouTube. Well,
No,
I do have one, but I think I posted 4 videos
what's your
of gaming.
Twitter?
But I am on Twitter.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get another 4. You know what? Let's shoot for 5 this week, guys. You can get me at MattyC47, MattyC47.
I think that's it.
That's it for me.
All right. We'll see you next week. Ball game.
Peace.
Don't step on my extra. Don't step on my extra, you piece of shit. This is my show.
Last word.
This is my show. This is my show.
Peace.
Wait, are we still recording?